Rachel Zegler's recent shift in tone regarding Disney's live-action Snow White remake has ignited a firestorm across social media. Just a short while ago, Zegler made headlines for her bold and controversial statements about modernizing the beloved Disney classic, calling the 1937 original outdated and even referring to parts of the film as creepy. Now, in what appears to be an attempt to mend fences with Disney fans, she has made a complete 180, praising the original Snow White as a monumental moment in cinematic history. This sudden reversal, however, has left fans confused, and many are even more frustrated. Her previous remarks had already cast a dark cloud over the film's release, and while Disney likely hoped this new approach would ease the backlash, it has instead sparked more debate. Many have dubbed it her apology tour, questioning whether her newfound reverence for the original Snow White is genuine or simply a last-ditch effort to salvage the film's reputation. Zegler's initial comments about the classic film stirred up widespread outrage when she described Snow White as a story centered around a guy who literally stalks her. While her remarks were likely intended to promote a more modern, feminist take on the tale, many fans saw her words as dismissive and disrespectful to a film they had grown up loving. Rachel seemed particularly irked by the idea that Snow White needed to be saved by a prince, calling the plot outdated and irrelevant in today's society. This perspective, though clearly meant to advocate for female empowerment, failed to connect with many fans who view the original Snow White as a timeless tale of love, innocence, and kindness. In interviews from just months ago, Zegler didn't mince words about her disdain for the original Snow White movie. She admitted she only watched it once as a child and never revisited it because she found it terrifying. Her inability to relate to the character or the film was clear, and at that time, she made it clear she saw no need to honor the legacy of the original. But now, her comments have taken a dramatic turn. She's speaking of the 1937 film as a beloved masterpiece that laid the foundation for everything Disney stands for today. This about-face has left fans scratching their heads, with many wondering if it's too little, too late. The timing of this apology tour couldn't be more critical. The Snow White remake has been steeped in controversy for months, particularly after Disney's decision to make major changes to the story, including replacing the iconic seven dwarfs with CGI magical creatures. Fans were appalled by the move, which many saw as an unnecessary and politically correct overhaul of the original's charm. When the first teaser trailer dropped, it was met with overwhelming negativity. Millions of dislikes and critical comments flooded in. Fans saw the changes as symptomatic of Disney's growing trend of prioritizing social and political messages over faithful retellings of its classic stories. To make matters worse, reports surfaced about tension between Rachel Zegler and her co-star Gal Gadot, who plays the evil queen. Rumors of political disagreements between the two actresses fueled the fire even further, with some fans speculating that their off-screen drama could harm the film's success. Talks of a potential boycott began circulating as fans grew increasingly uneasy about the direction the film was taking. Instead of excitement building around a fresh take on a beloved classic, the discourse turned into concern about whether the movie could succeed in the face of so much negative press. One of the major sticking points is the staggering cost of the remake. The budget for Snow White reportedly exceeds $200 million, making it one of Disney's most expensive projects in recent years. Although the studio received some reimbursement from the UK government due to filming subsidies, the overall cost remains monumental. When you factor in marketing expenses and post-production work, the price tag could soar even higher. Given that theaters take a significant cut of box office earnings, Disney will need the film to perform exceptionally well just to break even, let alone make a profit. This high financial stake only intensifies the pressure on Zegler's apology tour to smooth things over with disgruntled fans. Rachel Zegler has now taken center stage in Disney's efforts to repair the damage, switching her tone from critical to reverent in a bid to regain the audience's trust. At the 2024 D23 Expo, She gushed about how honored she felt to play such an iconic role, framing her involvement in the film as a dream come true. This sudden praise for the original Snow White feels like a calculated move to win back the fans who had been turned off by her earlier remarks. However, the public isn't so easily swayed. Social media is flooded with comments expressing doubt about the sincerity of Zegler's change of heart. Many believe that her apology tour is more about saving face and potentially rescuing the film's box office performance than any genuine appreciation for the 1937 classic. Critics have labeled her apology tour as cringe, arguing that it feels forced and inauthentic. In the court of public opinion, Zegler's earlier disdain for the original film looms large, casting a shadow over her current praise. This disconnect between her past and present statements has made it difficult for fans to accept her new messaging, leaving Disney's marketing team in a difficult position. The studio is clearly trying to steer the conversation back toward excitement for the movie, but it's proving to be an uphill battle. Historically, Disney has had success with live-action remakes of its animated classics, as seen with Beauty and the Beast and the Lion King. However, other efforts, like Mulan and Peter Pan and Wendy, have struggled to capture the magic of the originals, resulting in disappointing box office numbers. The big question now is whether Snow White will follow the path of success or end up as another underperforming remake. Adding to the challenge is the broader shift in the entertainment industry. Audiences are becoming more selective about what they're willing to pay for in theaters, especially with the rise of streaming services like Disney Plus, which allow viewers to wait for films to become available at home. With all the backlash surrounding Snow White, Disney will need to create a compelling reason for audiences to show up on opening weekend or risk a major financial loss. Moreover, Zegler's PR issues aren't limited to Snow White. Her comments and demeanor in interviews have earned her a reputation for being dismissive and even ungrateful, which can be a red flag for both fans and industry insiders. In Hollywood, public image is just as important as talent, and actors who come across as difficult or entitled can quickly fall out of favor with studios and audiences alike. As the release date for Snow White approaches, all eyes are on the box office to see if Disney can overcome the controversies surrounding the film. Zegler's apology tour is an attempt to course correct, but it's unclear if the damage has already been done. Fans, once excited for a fresh take on a beloved classic, are now divided, some willing to give the movie a chance, while others remain skeptical. The stakes couldn't be higher for Disney as it faces growing competition in an ever-evolving entertainment landscape. Will Rachel Zegler's apology tour be enough to save Snow White? Or is this film destined to become another high-profile misstep for Disney? Only time will tell.